In April 1975, Cambodia was thrust into one of the darkest chapters of its history when the Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, seized control of the country. Their radical vision for Cambodia began with the concept of Year Zero, the idea that the nation's history and traditions had to be erased, wiped clean, so that society could be rebuilt from the ground up into a communist agrarian utopia. Year Zero was not simply a slogan. It was the guiding principle of the Khmer Rouge regime, and it dictated every policy they enacted. Cities were emptied overnight as millions of Cambodians were forced into the countryside. Families were separated, money and markets were abolished, religion was banned, and intellectual life was all but destroyed. The goal was to create a classless society where everyone labored equally in the fields. The reality was mass starvation, endless suffering, and widespread death. Two chilling examples capture the severity of this radical restart. The first was the forced evacuation of Phnom Penh, where residents, including the sick and elderly, were marched into rural labor camps with little food or medical care. Thousands died along the way, and millions more would perish in the harsh conditions that followed. The second was the systematic targeting of intellectuals, teachers, doctors, and anyone suspected of education or foreign influence. Wearing glasses or speaking a foreign language could be a death sentence. Supporters of the Khmer Rouge ideology, rare as they are, argued that Year Zero was necessary to strip away inequality and corruption. But the experiment quickly revealed itself to be catastrophic. Nearly a quarter of Cambodia's population, an estimated 1.5 to 3 million people, were killed through executions, starvation, and disease. Year Zero remains one of the most controversial and devastating social experiments in modern history. While some historians note that U.S. bombings during the Vietnam War destabilized Cambodia and fueled radicalization, nothing can justify the brutality unleashed in the name of revolution. The attempt to erase Cambodia's past left scars that are still visible today. A decimated educated class, shattered families, and a society struggling to rebuild from trauma. Understanding Year Zero is vital for comprehending the Khmer Rouge's reign and its enduring consequences. It shows how extreme ideology, when imposed with absolute power, can devastate a nation, not only in the immediate horror of the killing fields, but in the decades of hardship and grief that followed.